Once upon a time, in the small town of Sunnyvale, there lived a mischievous little squirrel named Charlie. Charlie was known for his silly antics and love for adventure. He had a fluffy tail and bright, curious eyes that always seemed to get him into trouble. Despite his mischievous nature, Charlie had a kind heart and always wanted to make others laugh. One sunny afternoon, as Charlie scampered through the trees, he noticed a peculiar sign on the edge of the forest. It read, "Mysterious Magic Show Tonight. Come one, come all." The sign intrigued Charlie, and he couldn't resist the chance to see some tricks and have a good laugh. He quickly ran back to his cozy treehouse and planned to attend the show that very night. As the sun set, Charlie arrived at the magical tent. The show was hosted by a wacky magician named Mr. Whiskers. Mr. Whiskers was a tall, thin man with a long mustache that twitched whenever he spoke. He had an air of mystery about him, and his tricks were famous throughout Sunnyvale. As the show began, Mr. Whiskers performed all sorts of unbelievable tricks. He pulled rabbits out of hats, made objects disappear and reappear, and even made people float in the air. The audience was amazed and laughed with delight. But Charlie had a keen eye for mischief and noticed something strange. During one trick, Mr. Whiskers asked for a volunteer from the audience. Charlie, always eager for an adventure, raised his paw high in the air. Mr. Whiskers chose Charlie and invited him on stage. Charlie couldn't contain his excitement. "Ah, my little furry friend. Are you ready to witness the greatest trick of all?" Mr. Whiskers asked, his mustache wiggling. Charlie nodded eagerly, his eyes wide with anticipation. Mr. Whiskers held up a box and placed it on the table. He covered it with a cloth and chanted a magical spell. When he lifted the cloth, the box was empty. The audience gasped in amazement. But Charlie noticed a tiny hole at the bottom of the box. He whispered to Mr. Whiskers, "I think I saw how you did that trick. There's a hole in the box." Mr. Whiskers looked surprised for a moment, but then he smiled and said, "Oh, you caught me, young squirrel. You have a keen eye for magic." The audience burst into laughter, and Charlie felt a mix of embarrassment and pride. Mr. Whiskers continued the show, involving Charlie in a few more tricks. At the end of the show, Mr. Whiskers thanked Charlie for his sharp observation and presented him with a magical wand. "Now, Charlie, with this wand, you can create laughter and joy wherever you go, Mr. Whiskers said, his eyes twinkling. Charlie was overjoyed and thanked Mr. Whiskers for the special gift. From that day on, Charlie used his magical wand to perform funny tricks and bring smiles to everyone in Sunnyvale. His mischievous nature was now balanced with the responsibility of spreading happiness. The lesson Charlie learned was that sometimes, even in the midst of mystery and comedy, it's important to pay attention to the details. By being observant, He not only discovered the secret behind a magic trick but also gained a gift that allowed him to make others happy. And so, every night, as the moon rose high in the sky, Charlie would wave his wand and bring laughter to the forest creatures. The sound of giggles and chuckles filled the air, creating a joyful harmony that echoed through Sunnyvale, reminding everyone of the power of laughter and the